All right, folks. So welcome back to this series on creating our animatronic horror bear. Um, in this video, I think we're going to go ahead and try to tackle the foot for our character, and I think we're going to make the foot itself be a separate element, and then we will hook this piece right here to the lower portion of the leg. That way, we'll set it up to where this foot will pivot as if the ankle's right here and it'll just kind of rotate around this connector right here. So first things first, let's go up to workspace, make sure it's on general, reset the current workspace, go to file, set project, look for your Fred project folder, hit set. Then if you haven't already opened it, go ahead and open scene, open number 6, and then do a save scene as, and let's call this Fred 7. All right, so some other things that we might need. If you don't see your outliner, go to Window, Outliner, and then just make sure this drop down is on modeling. I'm going to hit my quad view over here so I can see the front and the side, since that's where I'll be working the majority of the time. I'm going to zoom in, and again, we're only doing one of the feet after everything is done, kind of like we did with the waist here when we mirrored it. We'll wind up getting a leg and an arm completely done, and we'll mirror it over. And I think since the head is pretty symmetrical, we'll only model one half of the head and mirror it over when we're ready as well. And I'm noticing from the front view, our waist is it's still a little tiny, so I may adjust that later, but right now we'll do the foot and maybe try to tweak some of that later on. All right, so to do the foot, I think I'm going to start with a cube. So I'm going to go and create a cube. And in the side and front view, I'm going to try to pull it over. And I think I'm going to work more starting in the side. And we may even bring in a reference image of the back so that we can see what the shape should look like. But first, I'm going to go to shading on my front view, turn on X-ray. And then we'll see if we can make it work with what we got here. Um, but if we have to, we can bring in that back view. All right, so what I'm going to try to do, I think, is to start, I'm going to go to vertex mode. I'm going to bring these vertices up to about where the toes start. Then I'm going to go ahead and get these back here. And actually, those don't look too bad. I think it's more of when the foot starts to kind of spread out when it gets up here. So what I think I'm going to do is for this, I'm going to make the bottom of the back of the foot be about as wide on the front view as this lower portion of the leg. Um, then I'm going to grab the vertex mode in the side view, grab these here. I'm going to pull them up to here. And then I'm going to pull this one. I'll go to about right there. Use that back one as the view that I'm going to use. Then I'm going to go to perspective view. I'm going to grab these two. I'm going to pull them wide a little bit. And maybe even these, I'll pull just a hair. Well, yeah, because I think it's just the angle that we're seeing, because we'll try it like this. I'll use this as my reference line for where that one's going to shape. All right, so our foot looks kind of like that at the moment. We'll see if we can make something work with it. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and go to object mode. go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. I'm going to insert a couple edge loops on the side view. And then I'm going to grab my Move tool, go to Vertex mode. I'm going to pull this one out to make the curve on the back. Same thing here. And then, let's see, we've got 3 toes on him. So in the front view, and I'm going to actually turn off shading or X-ray for right now so I can see this a little more solid. Going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. I'm going to go ahead and try to put the edge loops where I think the toes should start. Let's go back to X-ray. I think we'll be okay there. We'll see what it looks like. If we have to, we can move certain parts around. All right. So now let's see if we can do some extrusions to make these toes all separate. I'm going to go to face mode, select here, hit Control E. I'm going to pull that one out to where this little toe here is. I'm going to pull it over in the front view. And I think I'm actually grab my scale tool as well, the scale from the top. Bring that down to try to scale it to the height of that toe. And don't worry about this part, we'll fix the bottom in a minute. Just try to get it to kind of the spot, and actually it kind of levels itself out now. Then we will go to face mode. Again, do Control E again. Pull it out to here. I'm gonna pull that over to there. Grab my scale. Scale it down some. And I know I don't like this, but we'll adjust that in a minute. Right now I'm just trying to see what these toes look like. Then I'm gonna select these 3. Do Control E again. Pull those out. Now I almost think that angle just doesn't look right because that toe should probably not be the longest one. So I may flip-flop these 2. I may make this one the length of that. See how it looks. And then I'm going to pull this one with my move tool. I'll pull it out further to get it to that point. Okay, so we've got kind of the little layout here. We're going to see if we can make these look decent. So first things first, we got kind of them. I just think the middle toe should stick out the furthest. So we're going to go with that. Now, to try to start making the shape look right, I'm going to go to edge mode, grab these guys, and pull that out a little bit. That way it kind of angles that way and doesn't just have the toe all weird looking. Let's see, these right here. I'll pull over to line up with this a little more. I think I'm gonna scale. Well, I'm gonna have to do multiples because this is gonna have to pull out some. But let's try to scale this to fit more of that shape of the toe. This one, we can make it look like. All right, so I mean, it's not pretty. We're gonna have to definitely modify it, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and adjust it a little bit to pull this toe a little bit away. Then I'm gonna go ahead and grab, I'm gonna try to go to top view, turn on X-ray. I'm gonna go to vertex mode. Oh, nope, not that one. Right click on this one, choose vertex. I'm gonna grab all these vertices that would be vertical. I think I'm gonna try to pull them over some. We may just have to do a little bit of this kind of just by eyeballing it because I think it's the angle at which I'm looking at our image here that's kind of throwing off the way the foot would look. All right, so let's just see if we can start. We've got kind of the layout. Let's see if we can start shaping it to look more like the picture. So what I'm going to do first, I think, is let's work on getting kind of a curve to the foot here. So I'm going to grab these, pull them out a little bit. Grab this, pull it out a little bit. I think the back, I may pull those in just a hair on the sides. And then may even pull these back a little bit to create kind of a curve back there. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and so it looks like we kind of got like a little hinge where the toes would connect. So what I think I'll do for that is let's try it on this toe first. I'm going to go to Mesh Tools, insert edge loop, and probably put one right about here. And put one right about here. And I think I'll put one more in it. So basically what I'm going to do is use this one as kind of the ending point of this solid edge of the foot. Then these faces will get pulled in some to create that indentation. And then this one will be the outside edge of the toe. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to go to face mode. Actually, I think I can use, well, let's just do faces. Or no, let's do edges. I'm going to go edge mode, click this one, shift double click, then hold shift, shift double click, and get both of those. Then I'm going to try to scale them in a little bit. Then maybe even scale them out so that they kind of line up a little bit with the order of each of those. All right, so that's looking a lot better. At least it looks closer to what the toe should look like, I think. Now let's try to do this guy. So shape's not bad on it. And actually, one thing I am looking at on this one, what I may try to do is I'm going to go to vertex mode. Oh, every time. Go to vertex mode on this one. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna pull those out a little bit to try to make kind of a curved on both sides of the toe. All right, I'm gonna grab those, pull it aside a little bit to give a little space between those toes. All right, now let's try the same thing with the middle toe. So I'm gonna go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. I'm gonna click about right here. Click again right about here. And again right about here. I think, yeah, we'll do one toe at a time. Let's just focus one toe at a time. So I'm gonna go to Selection, go to Edge again. Click on there, Shift double click, Shift double click. And then let's scale them in proportionately. Try to do about the same depth as the other one was. And then let's slide them back a little. And now that we've got kind of that separation there, I'm going to go to object mode to get rid of that one. Before I move around any of this toe, I'm going to go ahead and do this toe. So let's go Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. Let's go click on here and try to put that one together real quick. And I'll work on this side. So Edge, Shift double click, Edge, Shift double click. Got those selected. Grab my scale tool again. Scale it down and scale it out to line them up. Then I'm going to go to, let's do vertex mode. Grab the selection tool. Pull this toe over, and I think I'm going to shrink these toes. I don't know. Well, your big toe usually sticks out kind of far, so we'll play it by ear. And I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to grab these three, or this bundle here, and kind of make the toe a little bigger. And I'll grab these, shift them over. Let's see how that's starting to look. And it's starting to look better than what it did when we first started making it. And so now what we need to do is just, I want to make sure I get the shape the way I like. And then we'll start playing with some settings and see if we can make it look a little smoother on the curves. I do see that this kind of bows out on here. So what I may do, since I have my edge loops on here, I may go ahead and do edge. We'll see how this looks. And grab all of these edges in here on this line. And I think I'll even do these up here. I'll grab my move tool, try to pull those out a little bit to create a little bit of a curve to it. Go to the other side and do the same thing real quick. I may actually, this one, pull it back in, kind of have the toes a little flatter there. Uh, just trying to look at our reference image a little bit, create the illusion that we've recreated it. Start to grab some of these vertices individually, moving them around to create kind of a little circular toe look on the edges. All right, let's see now what we can do. So the next thing I'm going to try to do, I'm going to go ahead and do actually a file save here. And before we play around with any of the settings on here, let's go ahead and adjust this leg to have the connecting point. So I'm going to go in here, go to face mode, select these faces, and I'm going to hit Control E, then grab the scale block and then scale from the center. I'm trying to look and get it close to about the width in here. Then I'm going to hit Control E again, go ahead and bring it down and make sure I get it far enough in that it is hidden inside of the foot. And if I go to perspective and kind of look around, kind of see that it goes in there. Now, I haven't decided yet if we're going to try to make an indentation in the foot to look like it's going in there. We'll play that by ear. We'll see what it looks like when it's all textured and stuff. See if we need that. But for right now, what I think I will do is I will go to edge mode on this. Whoop, not the foot. Go to edge mode on this. Then I'm going to select this bottom one, shift click it so I get that bottom ring. Then I'm going to go to edit mesh, bevel, try 0.35 with like 4 segments and hit bevel. That way it has kind of a little curve in there should it happen to pop out of the foot at any time. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to call it good for this video. And then for the next video, we will clean up the foot. We'll make it look smoother. And then that way we can have it ready to go. And then we'll move on to the hand, I think, after that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a file save. And then we'll see you in the next video and we'll get this foot finalized.